The arc welding torch hisses like an angry snake inches from your face. The ultraviolet light is blinding, even through the dark glass of your helmet. Sparks shower down onto your leather apron, smelling of burning metal and ozone. You lift the mask and wipe the sweat and soot from your eyes. You are standing in a barn in the middle of the Michoacan countryside. Outside, cows are grazing. Inside, you are building a war machine. In front of you sits the chassis of a Ford F-550 Super Duty truck. But you can barely recognize it anymore. The cabin has been stripped. The windows are gone. You have welded 1-inch thick steel plates over every square inch of the vehicle. You have installed a rotating turret on the roof for a .50 caliber machine gun. You have added battering rams to the bumper. You are not a soldier. You are not a killer. You are a mechanic. 6 months ago, you were fixing transmissions on taxis in Culiacan. Now, you are the chief engineer of the Cartel's armored division. You are building El Monstruo, the monster. And you are praying that your welds are strong enough to stop a high-velocity bullet, because if they aren't, the men inside will die. And then the boss will come for you. Most people think cartel wars are fought with guys on motorcycles shooting pistols. That was 10 years ago. Today, it is asymmetric warfare. The cartel fights the military, the Marines, and rival paramilitaries. They need armor. But they can't buy Abrams tanks from the US Army. So they hire people like you to build them. It starts with the acquisition. You don't buy the trucks, you steal them. You need heavy-duty chassis, dump trucks, armored bank transports, or heavy commercial pickups. They bring you the vehicle, still painted with the logo of a bakery or a construction company. Your first job is the strip. You tear everything out. The plastic dashboard, the seats, the radio, the airbags. Anything that can burn has to go. Fire is the biggest enemy inside a tank. If a Molotov cocktail hits the intake and the upholstery catches fire, the crew cooks alive. So you leave only bare metal. Then comes the geometry. This is where your talent shines. You don't just slap steel on the sides. Physics dictates that a flat plate takes the full force of a bullet. But an angled plate deflects it. You design the armor like a diamond, with facets and slopes. You explain this to the sicarios, drawing diagrams in the dirt. They look at you blankly. They just want to know if it looks scary. It will look like the devil himself, you promise. You install the sandwich. It's a layer of steel, a layer of ceramic tiles, stolen from construction sites, and another layer of steel. It's heavy. The suspension screams under the weight. You have to reinforce the axles, double the shocks, and tune the engine to push 20,000 pounds of metal. The truck that used to do 90 miles per hour can now barely do 40. But speed doesn't matter. Intimidation matters. The workshop is a sensory nightmare. It is always hot. The sound of grinders and hammers is deafening. You work 18-hour days. The cartel pays you well, $5,000 a week in cash. But you can't spend it. You are locked in this compound. You sleep on a cot next to the oxygen tanks. You eat tacos brought by the guards. You are a prisoner with a high salary. You start to bond with the machine. You give it a personality. You install cameras on the outside because the steel plates cover all the windows. You wire up a dashboard of monitors inside the dark, claustrophobic cabin. It looks like a spaceship and a dungeon at the same time. You install the James Bond gadgets. A switch that dumps oil onto the road behind you to spin out pursuers. Another switch that releases a cloud of smoke. Tire spikes. Gun ports that allow the crew to fire AK-47s from inside without exposing themselves. It is a boy's fantasy gone wrong. Then comes the test. The boss arrives. He is a short, fat man in a silk shirt. He walks around the Monstruo, tapping the steel with his gold ring. Clink, clink, clink. Is it ready? He asks. Yes, patron, you say. Good. Get in. Your blood freezes. Me? You built it. You trust it. Drive it. He signals to his men. 3 sicarios climb into the back with rifles. You climb into the driver's seat. It smells of fresh paint and fear. You turn the key. The engine roars, a deep, guttural sound, muffled by the armor. You look at the monitors. The world outside is just a grainy blue image on a screen. You shift into gear. The tank lurches forward. It feels heavy, unstoppable. You crush a derelict car in the yard just to show off the suspension. The metal screams, glass shatters, but inside the Monstruo, you feel nothing. You are a god in a steel box. Suddenly, the radio crackles. Live fire test. Before you can react, the boss's bodyguards outside open fire on your truck. Bang! 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 The sound inside is terrifying. It's like being inside a bell that is being hit by a sledgehammer. The bullets slam against the door, the windshield, the roof. You flinch with every impact, curling into a ball. The sicarios in the back are laughing. They trust your welding. After a minute of hell, the firing stops. You check the monitors. The cameras are still working. You check the hole. No light is coming through. You open the heavy steel door and step out. Your legs are shaking. The boss points to the door. There are silver splashes where the bullets disintegrated against your armor. Not a single one penetrated. He smiles. Build me 10 more. 6 months pass. You have built a fleet. You are exhausted. You want to go home. You have enough money now to open your own legitimate garage. You ask the boss for permission to leave. He looks at you with a strange expression. Leave? But you are the only one who knows the blueprints. And that's when you realize the trap. You are not a mechanic anymore. You are a loose end. If you leave, you could sell the designs to a rival cartel. Or you could tell the police where the weak spots are. There is only one way an engineer leaves the cartel. That night, the alarm sounds. The compound is under attack. The rivals have arrived. And they have their own Monstruos. Get to the trucks, the boss screams. You run to your masterpiece. The one you built with your own hands. You scramble inside. But this time, it's not a test. You see the enemy tank on the monitor. It's bigger than yours. It has a cannon. You realize that while you were building your armor, someone else was building a better weapon. It's an arms race, and you are just a pawn in the middle. You slam the Monstruo into gear. You are driving straight at them. You are not fighting for the cartel anymore. You are fighting for the laws of physics. You hope that your angles, your welds, your sandwich armor hold up against the reality of war. The cabin fills with smoke. The noise is unbearable. You are screaming, but you can't hear yourself. You hit the enemy truck head-on. Metal screeches. Sparks fly. The world spins. Silence. You are alive. The cabin is intact. Your engineering saved you. You kick the door open and stumble out into the smoke. The battle is over. The compound is burning. You look at the monster. It is ruined, scarred, and twisted. But it did its job. You start walking toward the tree-line. You leave the money behind. You leave the tools behind. You just walk. You will never touch a welding torch again. This is the Underground Explainer. We have built the ultimate defense. But what happens when you get caught and thrown into the system? Next time, we go behind bars. POV, you are a cartel prison boss. Subscribe. Or the armor might not hold next time.